Talking with Topher, episode 23. And remember to subscribe, hit the like buttons if you enjoy the videos. And as always, I appreciate everybody who already does. And let's get into it. It is Labor Day, about 6:30 p.m. Doing this podcast early this week. And I've just been really kind of stressing out about finishing this room, finishing everything before my COVID test. And I don't have to stress about that anymore. I did accomplish everything I needed to before tomorrow. But my COVID test is tomorrow. I'm on house lockdown until Friday morning, and that's when my deviated septum surgery will be done. And while I'm stressing out about all this stuff and trying to get things done and trying to organize things, I was having a little bit of anxiety about all of this while I was at work the other day. And so I took a whole bunch of juice out of the case, and it wasn't selling very well. I put it up on the shelves. And I took the stuff from the shelves that was doing actually pretty well, and I put it in the case. Did a nice little flip-flop, made the store look a little, just made those cases look different. Put different looking bottles in customers' faces. Merchandising is one of those things where, you just move shit around in retail, and it gives it a different look, different view, and then all of a sudden something can go from not selling to selling just because of its placement. And I realized when I was done doing that how much I really enjoy organizing and how much it relaxes me. And even though at my house most of the time everything is in its place and there's a place for everything because of my O.C.D. and my anal retentiveness, I always found it to be so relaxing to organize things and put things in a place and make things look neat and clean. And I bring this up because I've always kind of been offended that and I'm not hurt here. I'm not looking for anything. Why is it that guys are always labeled as messy people? I got the one for you. It's naturalbossnh.com. That's right. naturalbossnh.com. Go to the website. Get yourself some of this great hand sanitizer. It comes in a wonderful little bottle. You can also stick it in your purse. I keep it in my car. This stuff works great, and it helps to keep COVID and the flu away. And now they have a brand new salve. That's right. Fancy Pete and Nancy Herbal Remedy Salve. This stuff is made with all natural ingredients. Oh, this stuff sounds amazing. It's just got so many wonderful ingredients in it, and I think you're going to love it. It's a brand new product out by naturalbossnh.com. That's right. naturalbossnh.com. New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located in Seabrook, New Hampshire, 180 Lafayette Road, in between Home Depot and Smoke Rings. Are you looking for a vape shop? Are you looking for a CBD shop? We got it both. Why not come and see us? That's right. We have everything you need for your vaping needs and CBD. It's amazing. I love CBD. I use it all the time after jiu-jitsu. I use it for my neck pain, my back pain, my golfer's elbow, my tennis elbow. I use tinctures. I use edibles, and I use solves. So it's just great. It's a great product. It's better and safer than aspirin, and we've got you covered. And if you are looking for some brand new vaping accessories, man, I've got the brand new Norda X. This thing's amazing. Runs off of the RPM 2 coil. That's right, RPM 2. It's great. I am vaping 35 nicotine at 40 watts, and it doesn't even bother me. It's just a great device. The airflow is great. The lock is great. Everything about it's great. So come and check out New Hampshire Vape Gallery at 180 Lafayette Road in Seabrook, New Hampshire, and get yourself a brand new Nord X or some wonderful CBD products today. That's New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, in between Home Depot and Smoke Rings. Give us a call, 603-814-4171. You can come in our store provided you wear a mask, and we are open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And I look forward to seeing you there. I have a lot of guy friends. Not all of them are super messy. Some of them are very disorganized, but they're not like super messy. But guys are always given this label as like messy slobs, don't clean up after themselves, throwing laundry on the floor, just all this stuff. And I guess I'm in that category of not being that way. And I'm not offended, but it always kind of was like, I always thought there was more guys out there like me, and that was just a general statement, like any general statement. I'm not going to repeat any of them right now because I don't even know what's safe to say, but I do know it's safe to say that guys have always been labeled slobs. And I guess I just want everyone to know that not all guys are slobs, and I was a janitor, for 6.5 years, and I will tell you, I have cleaned many of bathrooms, and there was none filthier than the women's. Never. Not one single time did I ever clean a bathroom and was like, oh, it was so easy to clean the women's bathroom tonight. Not once. So I always wanted to know why guys are labeled slobs and women are not. But their bathrooms are dirtier, and I know more women that are messier than most of the guys that I know. And I'm just one of those guys that's not that way in the first place. So, when that gets said to me, I think it's funny. I'm not going to fight you on it, and I'm not going to argue about it because that's a waste of my time. But I kind of chuckle because deep down, I know that like everything has to be a specific way for me. It has to be super, super neat, super clean, and to an extent because I hate dusting. So that's kind of where I fail. Like everything is where it's supposed to be according to me. It's where I like it. But keeping up with the dusting is really hard, especially with 2 dogs, and it's just nuts. I thought it was hard keeping up with dusting when it was just 2 people, and then you throw dogs into the mix, and you're literally dusting like every day. It's crazy. I can't keep up with it, and I let it build up to the point where I get irritated, and then I'll dust. But organization has to be done always. Always, always, always. And the thing about me is when I get organized and I get things into a specific spot, it really can't move. I've built it out in my mind to the point where this is where everything works. It goes into that specific area, and then I'm done with it. And then I'm relieved that it's done. I'm happy that it's organized, and then I can comfortably move on to something else. But when things get rearranged without me knowing, I freak out because my brain can't handle and it may not be disorganized. It may be just rearranged, but my brain doesn't calculate it as being rearranged. It counts it as being disorganized because it's not the specific way that we had put it. And I don't know about anybody else out there, but when I when we put stuff together in the house, when we do the layout of the couches and the TVs and all this stuff, I kind of do it as a permanent thing. There's no, we've already gone, excuse me, we've already gone through where they're going to go. This is the best layout for the room. There's really no other way to move the furniture in here. So that's it. I'm done. If there's no better way to put the furniture in the room than the way that it's at, and you've already moved it around 3 or 4 times before you set it this way, then I don't think you'd ever have to go back to it until you like maybe change the furniture. You know, maybe the couch size changes or this or that, or you change a couch out for a chair, and now you got to rearrange stuff to make those items work. But when it's the same 2 couches or the same bed with the same bureau, I don't see, if you move it, then you can't walk around the house at night. Because I don't have like night lights. I mean, we got one down in the kitchen, but upstairs there's no night lights. So I look at it more like it's not about the fact that it got rearranged and my brain's looking at it as disorganized. But sometimes I'm like, well, now if someone breaks into the house, well, I can't sneak around. You know, what if I want to, what if we need to be able to sneak around the house without anybody knowing that you're there? And if you move stuff all the time, then if you got the lights off and you're moving throughout the house, you can't, you know, maybe it's just one of my silly thoughts. You know, I've been having a lot of them lately with, you know, you watch the news, you get freaked out. So I try not to, but it's there. You know, you just get freaked out. You hear about all these places getting broken into and houses getting broken into, and around my area right now, you know, there's a lot of people with the doorbell, the Ring, and there's a lot of people with cars getting broken into and sheds getting broken into. So right now around my area, it's more of cars and sheds and not really houses as much, I hope. But I mean, the fear is always there, and I'd rather be prepared for if that worst case scenario happens. So I would like all the furniture to stay exactly where it is, because if I need to move around, that person that broke into the house probably not going to be trying to turn on the lights, first off. Second of all, they have no idea where the furniture is, so they might walk into something. You know, so I just feel like it gives me this upper hand. And let's be honest, if someone breaks into my downstairs, I really have no reason to go downstairs. I would hopefully just grab some clothes and I would go to I would just jump the house. I'd go out my second story window and I just climb off my fucking porch and I'd jump down. When it comes down to it, you know, sometimes, and I know in New Hampshire we can shoot first and all that, but it's like, well, what if you don't have that option? You know, do you really want to go downstairs and find out? So I don't know. I might just let the insurance sort it out. I haven't really put too much thought into that, but I know that when the furniture is where it needs to be, I feel a lot better, because I do. I walk around the house at night. You know, you shut off the lights and you got to walk around. You know exactly where everything is, and it just makes life easier for me. And I don't know why, but my brain considers it disorganization. But let's get back on track. So keeping everything organized is what keeps me calm. And when I see things moved and rearranged, that's when my anxiety builds. So with all the anxiety I already had, you know, I was trying to make sure nothing else got in the way. But when I stopped and rearranged the store, it just brought me to this zen place, and I was super calm, and it just made me realize how happy organizing and doing that makes me feel. And I was like, oh my God, this is like my meditation. This is what I do. When I get super stressed out or whatever, I organize stuff. I just start cleaning, I organize, and I get that done, and then all the worries go away. Everything goes away because I'm like, oh, I get to think clearly about the problem I'm having. I get something done, and I get to do one of my favorite things, which is clean and organize. And for a guy to be saying that, I feel like it's almost odd, because like I was saying earlier, we're labeled as if we are complete slobs all the time, and I don't believe that to be true. I don't even believe that the majority of us are filthy. But it's possible. It is very possible. I don't want to think that I'm like one of the few that are a clean, neat freak, but it could be possible. So. Got all kinds of stuff going on. Getting ready for the COVID test tomorrow. Then I'll be stuck home for 4 days. And then I'm going in for surgery on Friday. If you've heard this before, I apologize. But it's what's going on right now. I'm very excited. I'm hoping to put together a couple videos for everybody. And we are going to try to see if the doctors will let me take video of them. This is something my wife thinks is not going to happen. I also think it's not going to happen, but I'm going to fucking ask. You know what I mean? I'm going to ask. I'm going to see, hey, why not? Just let her stand there with a video. That's it. No walking in, no communicating, but if there's a window or there's a way for her to see, is it cool if she, just kind of, because I want it for my own knowledge. Personally, I want to see it myself. And it's just one of those things where, I feel like this is kind of neat. It's kind of neat. I want to see it being done, and I'm just not, I'd like to share it with everybody. I think everybody should see this type of stuff. You should know what's going on. You should know what's happening when you're getting your nose fixed, or a lot of people have been doing videos of them getting injected with stem cells and stuff like that. I know that's completely different, which is why I'm expecting the no. But I've also seen people, maybe it was after surgery mostly, but yeah, like fighters with their knees and stuff like that. But again, they're different. They might need to have those pictures taken for the type of insurance that they have or something. I don't know. Or it's because they're fighters and they're open books, so they have to put themselves they have to put themselves out there all the time. So a knee surgery or a major surgery like that is probably news, where I'm not news. But I figured I'll ask. I'm going to try to put that together. I'm going to do like a whole thing on getting this room all situated. Should have it done by Friday, which will be very exciting. Hoping I'm going to be feeling good by like Tuesday, Wednesday next week, because I'll be going back to work Thursday. And then, it's tough. It's tough when you have a small business. And by small, I mean it's just me and the owner. So there's only two of us. And I was very thankful that he allowed me to take this amount of time off in a row so that I can get this surgery done. And I bring this up because he came. I was like, all right, he's going to want to take some time off. And I have to accommodate to that. And he did. And he was like, I want to take this day, and there's going to be other days coming. And it landed on my Wednesday and Thursday. And this is not, it was a little upsetting because of the simple fact that those are my two I do jiu-jitsu Wednesday morning and Thursday morning. So, those are the two back-to-back days. That's where I absorb most of my information, because when you hit it 2 days in a row, you may not work on the same things in both classes, but it's something about it just helps. It helps things click for me. So when he told me he needed this Wednesday, that Wednesday, and the next Wednesday off, at first I was like, oh man, I'm going to miss class, blah, 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 blah. But I had some time to think about it. I also organized those cases and got to pull back from that subject. And when I did this, it made me realize that there's only two of us. And he's making a sacrifice by working. What is it? Oh, crud. Well, let's just say I got 5 vacation days in there. So he's working 5 of my days on top of working his days, and it's right in a row. So it's like 9 or 10, 11. I think it's 11 days almost in a row. So that's crazy. All right. So I really was thankful for that. But so I was just like, you know what? This is what I have to do because this is what he had to do for me. So when you have a small business and it's only the two of you, and you know, I've always worked in a bigger environment, and this is the first time it's been this. Like I've worked for a mom and pop, but it at least had 8 employees. So we had rotating shifts. You know, we had people call out, people could cover. There was things being taken care of. Well, in this case, there isn't any of that, and I have to remember those things. And that's sometimes really hard for me. You know, I forget that we're still so tiny. We are so tiny. We're not even 5 years old. You know, we just turned 4 in July. So we're super young. We're under the 5-year. And I'm like, you want to take away my jiu-jitsu? And that's just where my brain went. And I had to rearrange some stuff, back out, and then look at it a different way. Go back into it and be like, oh, okay. I had already agreed to the days, but I was more hesitant when I gave him my yes. And then, of course, I spoke to him and just told him that it's not a problem and it won't be a problem. You know what I mean? So, again, I just have this thought process where I'm like, oh, this is unfair, and it's like I still want to go to my jiu-jitsu and do, but it's like, dude, there's only 2 people that work in the store, so you got to make sacrifices sometimes. That's what I'm saying. I have to learn to pull back and understand that we can only do so much when there's only 2 of us, and when someone makes, you know. When the owner makes the sacrifice of working 10 to 12 days in a row, and he's just asking you to miss jiu-jitsu twice a week for the next 2 weeks in a row, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? But in my mind, it was a pain in the butt, and I didn't know what to do about it, and I was freaking out. And then I was thinking about everything else on top of it. But it wasn't until I stopped and rearranged that desk, the juice. It wasn't until I stopped and rearranged all those cases in those shelves, that's when I really put it together. I felt so much better once I got that done, you know. And so that's how I'm hoping to feel once this podcast room is done. Once this podcast room is done, this is behind me, and I'm so happy, and I can just come in here, do what I need to do, and that's it. And, you know, it will be on to the next project. But the next project is a different room. It has nothing to do with this. So I don't have to interrupt this ever again. You know, I can do that in my my spare time. It's not a big deal. That room will move a lot slower than this one, but it'll get done. It will get done. So it's just one of those things. And since I have more things to do, it is, you know, Labor Day, and it is, you know, getting late. So I am going to get ready to eat some food. I hope everybody enjoyed their Labor Day. That's everything that's been going on. I'm going to keep this one short. Got to get some stuff done and got to go eat some dinner. But I hope everybody enjoyed their Labor Day. Remember, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you already watch and you're loving it, just remember, hit those like buttons. Tell people. Word of mouth is so important, and you guys are helping me so much. I appreciate it. This thing is growing every week. I am so happy. So I can't express that enough. This is one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever done. I remember 4 years ago when I was first starting at New Hampshire Vape Gallery, the owner wanted to do a commercial. And he had a guy come in, and he had cameras, and he wanted to do a whole thing. Get this. I was supposed to be the one speaking. I've never been put in front of a camera before. And they wanted me to say all kinds of stuff without anything being written down. So I was supposed to come up with it on the fly and talking to the camera. I will tell you this much right now. If I could remember what website that was, I would tell you, because they literally used none of my words. I don't think they used anything I said at all. I believe it was just me, some photos, and some music. It was shit. And to be doing what I'm doing right now was very nerve-wracking for me. And the responses that I've gotten, all the positivity over the last 4 months now, four and a half months now, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I don't know how else to put it, but I've been keeping it steady, keeping it going. All I'm getting is positivity, and I appreciate all of it. And I just want you to know that this was one of those things that was really hard for me to get started. But now that I'm here, I'm very happy to keep it going. I'm excited to see it growing, and I'm excited to see more of you subscribing. So as always, have a great day, evening, Labor Day, rest of the week, whatever it is to you when you watch or listen to this. I just hope you have a good one. And I'll talk to you later.